Now I have the great honor of introducing somebody who can address not only the legal elements and underpinnings of a situation, but the moral underpinnings of a situation, because Professor Alan Dershowitz has spent his career making sure that we stay true to the truth, whether it's reflected in law or whether it's reflected in our conscience. That is why he's become known as a top lawyer for civil liberties and human rights. And here to talk to us today is Professor Alan Dershowitz.
Thank you. Thank you, Congressman. Thank you. Thank you. What a personal honor it is for me to be addressing you here today, not only because of the distinguished company I'm in on this podium, but because of all of you out there, but for another very personal reason as well. My religious tradition, as well as the Islamic religious tradition, says that he who saves even a single human life, it is as if he or she has saved the entire world. We're here today to save a world, and what an honor that is for all of us. Now that the Libyan regime has collapsed and the Syrian regime is under fire, the most repressive regime in the Middle East, perhaps in the entire world, is Ahmadinejad's Iran. The mullahs who run the terrorist theocracy employ torture, rape, disfigurement, and murder to suppress dissent. They threaten genocide against their enemies and seek to develop genocidal weapons capable of wiping entire nations off the face of the earth. They blow up embassies and community centers with massive casualties, including women and children. They target people, including ambassadors, based on religion, ethnicity, and national affiliation. They finance and facilitate terrorism and attacks against both civilians and soldiers, including so many of our own. They commit war crimes, crimes against humanity, and incitement to genocide. They are international criminals, and like other organized criminal groups, they kill the witnesses to their crimes in order to prevent them from giving testimony against their leaders. Now they are planning the mass killing of the largest concentration of witnesses to their crimes in the world today, those who are living in Camp Ashraf in Iraq. 3,400 unarmed Iranian dissidents, many of them eyewitnesses to the worst abuses of the regime over many years, many of them witnesses to the murder of their own family members. These are people who can give testimony. Were the International Criminal Court to indict Ahmadinejad and others who have committed international crimes, and they should and may well do that, some of the most important I can tell you that that issue is actively under consideration today. Some of the most important witnesses might come from the 3,400 residents of Camp Ashraf. That is one important reason why the potential war criminals who run the Iranian regime are so anxious to see Camp Ashraf shut down and the witnesses exposed, as one human rights lawyer put it, to quote the tender mercies of Iranian executioners. It is the current intention of the Iraqi government to close down Camp Ashraf the day American soldiers leave, which is at the end of the year. You know that the Iraqi government reiterated that in a memorandum to the European Union. The residents now, as we all know, have very, very little time to figure out a way to keep themselves out of the clutches of the Iranian killers who will surely be hunting for them. Already dozens have been killed, hundreds wounded by Iraqi soldiers who are unsympathetic to Iranian dissidents. The United States military has granted these dissidents protected person status under the Fourth Geneva Convention, and the UN High Commissioner for Refugees has declared them asylum seekers who are entitled to international protection. But there will be no one to actually protect if Camp Ashraf is closed down and arrangements are not earlier made to provide safe travel and safe haven